What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin with another book review. I'm sorry I have the Halloween month background set. Set in the background. Today I'm reviewing the second book in the Flonavar Tapestry, The Wandering Fire, which came out in 1986, written by Guy Gavriel Kay. I have the omnibus here that has all three books, which the second book is like super short. I think it's like 210 something pages, man. It's like super short. So obviously I'm reviewing the sequel to a book, so there's going to be spoilers to what happened in the first book. But if you guys didn't watch the first book, my review for the first book. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a second take. I did the first take this morning, but I made a mistake. So I had to do this review all over again, and I just finished working out. So that's why I'm a little, out of it. Sorry. But yeah. So obviously there's going to be spoilers for what happened at the end of the first book. Because this book, the way it starts off, kind of annoyed me. So yeah, if you want to be spoiled, I gave the first book a 9 out of 10. Go read it. Then come back. Or, whatever. So yeah, so the first thing that annoyed me about this book is that, the first book ends on a cliffhanger, and this one kind of ends on a cliffhanger as well, where the cliffhanger for the first book was Jennifer was kidnapped by the Dark Lord, which is Rakov Malgrim, who's like the evil god. And our characters were going to go on a journey to rescue her, right? Well, it turns out what happened is that they already took care of that by the time the book starts. The book starts with them back in their own world, waiting for Kim, who's now the dreamer / seer, to have a dream to tell them what they need to do next to help Flonavar in the war against Rakov Malgrim, right? So it's like, what the heck? Right? Which, yeah, it turns out that they just teleport. Like, Kim used her ring, which is wild magic, which if you know Dungeons & Dragons, wild magic can be unpredictable. But yeah, while her ring just happened to let her be able to teleport in and teleport out of Jennifer from Rakov Malgrim's fortress, Starkath, however you pronounce it. So that was a little annoying. But yeah, so they're back in Earth, waiting for Kim to have a dream, where she has the dream, and it turns out they have to go to Tor in England, which Tor is an actual real place. I thought it was just the name of my favorite fantasy book publisher, which Dahl and Del Rey is also good too. But yeah, they go there and they go to Stonehenge, and spoiler alert, they summon the warrior who was, mentioned in the first book, and the warrior who was supposed to join wars against the evil Dark Lord in every world. They summon him, and it's fucking Harper Perennial. But Harper Perennial in this book has a terrible backstory. He has his true name is a nickname that's pretty fucking dark, which is his nickname is called Child Slayer. Which is like, holy fuck. But yeah, so they take him back to Earth, and back to Flonavar, which apparently they know who Harper Perennial is in Flonavar. And they find out that, where they came from, it was wintertime. But they go to Flonavar, and they find out that, oh no, it's not wintertime here, it's actually midsummer. We've been stuck in a winter for 9 fucking months. Which is like, holy fuck. Right, so our characters have to find out a way to stop the winter that's slowly killing them. And while the winter's going on, Galadin is sending his hordes of wolves to attack farms and towns. There's a giant boar that's killing people. The Dalray Plains are being attacked, right, by Alvia, the Black Swan. A lot of shit is going down, right? A lot of shit is going on. The war is picking up. So yeah, they eventually find out how to stop the winter through a pagan ritual, which also reminded me of the Midsummer movie, which is funny because the movie takes place during Midsummer, right? And our characters have to go into a journey at sea to attack the rogue renegade mage Metrin, who has this dangerous magical artifact, which is called, I forget what it's called, but I think it was called Caif Megol, which is a cauldron that allows him to basically use magic, like using other people as sources, right? So he has basically infinite magical energy. So they obviously have to go on a trip to stop him, where they get attacked by a giant sea monster, where our characters summon like a god to fight the sea monster for them, and then they have their final confrontation with Metrin on the island, where you finally get to see Lauren Silvercloak, the first mage, in a actual magical battle, right? Which actually was pretty cool, because usually magical battles in fantasy novels are either abstract as fuck, or they're pretty basic, right? They have the same moves that they use over and over again. Here it was pretty cool because it was some DBZ shit where they're just shooting like lasers at each other, which I enjoyed. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go into my likes and dislikes for the book. Likes, lots of action. The dialogue was good. Overall, the story was good. Overall, everything was pretty much good except for the fact that the book was a little short. I didn't like because it's the thing where King Arthur, okay, whatever, they set him up, right? They set him up in the first book, right? King Arthur, or at least say that there was this mythological warrior that gets summoned to fight in the final battle in different worlds, right? And Flonavar and Earth are connected. So okay, they kind of set King Arthur up. What they didn't set up is that, like, oh yeah, Lancelot and Guinevere are also there, which it turns out Jennifer is Guinevere, and they have this tragic backstory where it's implied that either King Arthur is inbred, or he had a son that cucked him, who might have been Lancelot, and that's why he's called the Child Slayer, because he kills his kids so they don't grow up to cuck or some fucking shit. I have no idea what the fuck is going on, man. But yeah, there's also some romance bullshit in the book as well, and they're also at the pagan ritual, like midsummer ritual. All of our characters are horny and have sex, and including Kim, who hooks up with, I couldn't believe this, Lauren Silvercloak, which I guess they did that because they didn't want people to think that, Lauren and Matt Soren, the king of the dwarves, were in a relationship, which at times I was wondering that. So they had Lauren bang Kim, which is she says, oh, he picked me up with his big strong arms and took me to bed or whatever, and it's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. It's like, isn't he like, they said in the first book that he was a mage for like 40 fucking years. So how old is Lawrence Silvercloak that he can, I don't know. And also there was a thing I forgot to mention where this was pretty fucking, which I didn't mention this at my review for the first book, but though if you know anything about dark fantasy, because I did say this book, the series had some dark fantasy elements. Jennifer, most of the story has to deal with Jennifer and her kid, which Jennifer, while she was in prison by Rakov Mulgrim, was, something happened, which led Jennifer to be pregnant, and she had a kid, which was Rakov Mulgrim's bastard son. So there was that subplot going on, and it's like, the reason I didn't mention that because it was like the way it was written, it wasn't. I mean, yeah, kind of was obvious what was going on, but I wasn't sure if it was metaphorical or like literal. Oh my god, piece of crap. But yeah, so like that's why I didn't mention it. But yeah, so it's like what the fuck. So like something's obviously going to happen with Jennifer's kid, who's already kind of grown up by the end of the book. So yeah, but yeah, I thought I had some criticism of that, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, so there's like. Oh, so yeah, there are there's some stuff in this books that might trigger some people. That's why I mentioned in the first book review, because we would have gone shallow bed. Now we're in the second book review, so for the second book, so I don't care. But yeah, so I like the book, but it did feel like a step down from the first book, especially with the way they shoehorn in all the the Arthurian legend stuff, which is like, okay, if it was just King Arthur, I would have been okay, but why is Lancelot there? Why is Guinevere there? And we found out the identity of the gray dog from the first book that was like the god's like guardian that would protect the sacrifices. We find out that that dog is also connected to King Arthur. He's actually King Arthur's dog, Cathal. Which I've only seen Excalibur, the movie, so I have no idea if he had a warhound or whatever called Cathal. But yeah, that was like, what the fuck? But yeah, either way, besides from that, I did enjoy this book, and I'm giving it 8 out of 10. Because it's very much a more mature like fantasy story, right? And it still has that Lord of the Rings like epicness that you would expect for a guy who, apprenticed under the Tolkiens or whatever the fuck the real backstory is, I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed this book, and I'm giving it 8 out of 10. So our review for The Darkest Road will be in November, because it's Halloween month. We normally review horror fantasy, right? So we're going to be reviewing the second book in the Vampire Hunter D Omnibus, which is Riser of Gales, which we reviewed the first one last year. And we're going to be reviewing The World of Darkness Mage, Such Pain. So look forward to that. Probably read this one first because this one's short. And we've been reading too many good books, and I have a feeling this book is going to suck. So look forward to that, guys. Peace. And I have a video tomorrow. Bye.